Hello, friends. Welcome to another episode of Dr. Sachin's podcast. This time, we are going to discuss hepatitis C. We'll just summarize what hepatitis C is and then go on to one test of hepatitis C, that is HCV RNA. What is its importance, when it is done, at what intervals it is repeated, and why it is repeated in that particular way. But before going on to the serious business of hepatitis C, let's have a little bit of fun. Let's discuss some social trivia. First in news was again iPhone this week, where in India the prices of iPhone 6 have been reduced substantially. So cheer up, friends. Those people who could not afford iPhone 6 when it was launched, now is your time to buy it. But for middle class people like me, I'm so middle class that now I can think of buying iPhone 4. Isn't it good? Now I can afford iPhone 4. But there is one rich girl who was also in news this week, and that girl is no one else but Indian film industry's leading actress Priyanka Chopra. She was in news for becoming part of the Forbes list of top 10 actresses, top 10 highest paid TV actresses. After proving her mettle in Indian film industry, she went to star in a TV sitcom called Quantico, or is it called Quantico, or Desis like me say it Quantico. And she is minting lot of money back there in US. So all the best to her. And for poor people like us, let's come back to our own subject, that is pathology. Pathology of hepatitis C. Hepatitis C, what sort of virus is it? It's a single stranded RNA virus. It comes from what family? It comes from a viral family called Flaviviridae. What is the route of transmission? It is, of course, the parental route of transmission. And intranasal cocaine use is a risk factor. What is the incubation period? About 7 to 8 weeks. That is 2 months. Frequency of chronic disease, don't ask me. It's very high. It's 80%. It's a bad virus to have. Diagnosis is by PCR for HCV RNA, which we are going to discuss in this podcast, and third generation ELISA for antibody detection. So let's get on with our discussion of PCR for HCV virus. Bit of background first. Of all individuals infected with hepatitis C virus, about 75% of them will develop chronic hepatitis C with ongoing viral replication in the liver and detectable HCV RNA in serum or plasma, eventually resulting in cirrhosis. So with chronic hepatitis C, we'll have ongoing viral replication in the liver and HCV RNA will be detectable in serum or plasma. And ultimately this will end up as cirrhosis. Remaining 25%, that is quarter of the infected individuals, do recover from infection without evidence of viral replication or presence of detectable HCV RNA in serum or plasma. So those are the luckier ones, but majority of the hepatitis C patients won't be that lucky and they will develop chronic hepatitis, ultimately ending in cirrhosis. In patients with chronic hepatitis C virus infection, the response to combined interferon alpha and ribavirin therapy is correlated with pre-treatment serum or plasma HCV RNA levels, which is also known as viral load, and HCV genome. So viral load, that is HCV RNA levels, and HCV genome will correlate with response to combined interferon alpha and ribavirin therapy. The optimal duration of combined interferon and ribavirin therapy can be determined from patients' pre-treatment viral load and HCV genotype. So how long this treatment should be given is based on these two tests, that is viral load and HCV genotype. Clinical trial studies indicated that a decrease in HCV RNA levels of more than 2 log international unit per ml the decrease in HCV RNA levels of more than 2 log international units per ml at 4 weeks or 12 weeks of therapy is predictive of an increased chance of achieving sustained virologic response. So, decrease in RNA levels at 4 weeks or 12 weeks of therapy is predictive of better chance of achieving sustained virologic response. But what is this sustained virological response or virologic response for that matter? Virologic response is defined as undetectable HCV RNA levels in serum 6 months after completing antiviral therapy. So, if HCV RNA levels become undetectable after 6 months of therapy, it is called virologic response. Despite receiving longer duration of antiviral therapy, 48 weeks compared to 24 weeks, patients with chronic infection due to HCV genotypes 1 and 4 generally have less favorable sustained virologic response rates, that is 40 to 50%, than those infected with genotypes 2 and 3 who will have better virologic response rate, that is to the tune of 80%. So remember, HCV genotypes 1 and 4 are the bad guys. Who are the bad guys? HCV genotypes 1 and 4, because these genotypes have less favorable sustained virologic response, which is just 50%, 40 to 50%. Now, to determine the duration of treatment and monitor the response to anti-HCV therapy, HCV RNA levels in serum or plasma are typically measured at 0, that is baseline levels, 4, that is rapid virologic response or RVR, 8, and then 12 weeks, which is also called early virologic response of therapy. So, we have 0, 4, 8 and 12 weeks of therapy, and this is also repeated, this HCV RNA levels are also repeated at the end of the treatment, which may be 24, 28 or 48 weeks depending on HCV genotype and treatment response. And this test is also repeated 24 weeks post treatment to check for the sustained virologic response. So this is about determining duration of treatment and monitoring the response to anti-HCV therapy. So to monitor the response and to determine the duration of treatment, HCV RNA levels are typically measured at 0, 4, 8 and 12 weeks of therapy, and at the end of the treatment, and 24 weeks post treatment to check for sustained virologic response, that is SVR. So guys, this was in brief about hepatitis C RNA test. Why it is done, what is its use, when it is repeated, and for what purpose. Hope this brief podcast was of some use to you in interpreting hepatitis C RNA levels. This is Dr. Sachin Kale signing off from his weekly podcast. Thank you and see you again.